And now, buckle up, because we're heading north. It's the Northern Arizona Daily Mix, brought to you by Buc-ee's Casino. And it all starts right now.
Good morning and welcome to the Northern Arizona Daily Mix. This is the show that takes you inside and outside of gorgeous Prescott, Arizona and the Quad Cities. I'm your host, Teresa Strasser. We've got a great show for you today. We have a new favorite coffee shop that is so small, only the regulars really know how to find it. And have you all heard of forest bathing? We can't wait to tell you all about it. Plus, we've got the perfect place for you to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. But first, it's time for that magical cup of joe. You want to talk about a coffee shop that puts the small in small business? This is the place, but the following is not small, it's huge. Joe, we love your business, Campgrounds. And of course, if people want to get some of your coffee or baked goods at the farmer's market, it's like, this is a cult following. Lines, like you wouldn't believe. We're always so grateful, but we just can't believe it. Who stands in line for half an hour for a coffee? But it's really awesome. Well, what is it about your coffee? I think there's a few things about it. I think it's the community vibe that we kind of put out there for sure, because it's usually my wife and I that are kind of there, and we get to know people really well. And then it's also like all of our syrups are house made, and they're made with like actual ingredients that you can pronounce, and they're super simple. Like this is probably one of our more popular ones, and it's lavender honey, and that's all that's in it. Is local lavender and honey from Arizona. I'm obsessed with this because every time I get coffee, I'm so tempted by the flavored syrups, but I feel like it's just taking a hose of corn syrup and artificial flavoring and putting it directly into my body. Your lavender honey, the lavender is local. It's local, yeah. And the honey's from the honey man. Yep. So definitely. There's nothing else in there? And there's nothing else in there. We thin it out with a little bit of good old Prescott filtered tap water, and that's about it. So it's as local as you can get. And that's one reason that we started doing it, was because of all those reasons. People want just cleaner stuff. And when you decided to start this business, you'd been a teacher, then you'd been a stay-at-home dad. How did you become the coffee man? We kind of reflected back. My wife and I were talking about it, and she's like, what was your favorite job that you've ever done? And I thought back to college 20 years ago. And I was like, I worked at Starbucks for the longest time, and I loved it. I loved being a barista. And she's like, well, then let's do that. And one thing led to another. We found this old camper up in Winslow, Arizona. I've heard of it from the Eagles song. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Tore it apart, built it back up into this cool, we actually named her Jolene. Oh, I love it. Dolly Parton fans. She's a part of our family now. And okay, so this camper is Jolene? This is Jolene. Oh, I love it. Some people think that that's my wife's name, but it's not. You love them both? Yes, definitely. One a little more than the other. One a little more, but we're not going to make you say which ones. Your baked goods are also local and very special. We have a guy here locally. He actually moved into town right during COVID from the East Coast, he and his partner. And he started making baked goods, and they're just some of the most delicious baked goods that we've had, that we've ever tried. So we were like, hey, we need to put those on our trailer during the week. And he shows up at the farmer's market right next to us, so you can get a bagel or a croissant and then your coffee. It's like perfect. And then that sets your weekend off on the right course. And that's exactly your latte flavors are special and interesting. There's a cinnamon sugar, and you have made one that's not on the menu? Yeah, we usually don't put it on the menu until closer to the summer, but it's probably our more popular one. And anytime people see... I need to try it. Whenever somebody sees the peach tea, it's called our peach tea cobbler, and whenever somebody sees that kind of pop up, they get excited about it. So we take a little bit of black tea flavored with peaches, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, all house made, and then we mix it all together. So there's no artificial peachy syrup in here? Nothing. It's brewed with real peaches. Okay. Wow. It's like a burst of peachiness. Yeah. Peachiness? Peachiness? Is that a word? That. We're going to make it a word. Peachy-keeniness? Right now. So good. And I know, you're closed now, but we've been here setting up, and I just saw all your regulars come, and you knew their names, and you knew their order, and you chat them, and that's the vibe you're talking about, a communal thing here. Yep.
Yep. When we first moved to town, we didn't know anybody. We moved here about 5 years ago. Didn't know anyone, and just realized we want to be a part of this community, and what better way? Obviously, we set up coffee. Everybody either likes coffee or knows somebody
If they
that
don't,
does.
Joe, what are they doing?
I
and
mean,
why?
I judge them.
I do
but,
too,
you know,
harshly. And you should.
Yes. So we just got to know people that way, and it was COVID. So
Yes.
nobody, this was 4 years ago,
Yeah.
4.5 years ago. So
That was a lonely time for a lot of people.
It was a big deal for us to bring people together.
I don't want to get too deep for you, but
Okay.
before we go,
Yes.
what do you think coffee shops in general, and even a small business like yours, mean to people in 2024?
I think that it's a way for people to still connect while being out in public. It's a safe space, especially when you create something like this where it's open air, you're outside, you're rubbing shoulders with other people that you might not know anything about them, but you're together and you share one common thing where you like to drink good coffee and tea.
Okay, so if you want to drink good coffee and tea like I'm doing right now, and you need some Joe, you come see Joe. Some say the best way to relieve stress is to reconnect with nature. So we're trying forest bathing. That's next on the Northern Arizona Daily Mix.
So, welcome everyone. I will be giving a series of invitations, and they are invitations, they're not assignments. So if the way that I give an invitation isn't quite working for you, if you find yourself tensing up and trying to do it just right, let that go. Modify it quietly for however it'll work for you so that you can really just relax. So this first series of invitations we'll just do standing right here in this place. Let's start for a moment by just arriving here and look around at the place we're in now.
Amos Clifford, you literally wrote the book on forest bathing, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it because it's something I've always been interested. I've always wanted to try. For folks who've never heard of it, how would you define it?
Well, it's a practice of just coming out into a beautiful natural area, if you have one nearby, and relaxing, leaving the cell phone behind, and just sitting in the sensory immersion, noticing what is it that you're seeing? What are you feeling on your skin? You feel that right now? You
Breeze.
feel that forest
Breeze.
right now?
Yeah.
Noticing what about that is pleasurable. And so we work with all the senses when we're doing forest bathing. We don't go far. If I guide a 3-hour walk, we'll go maybe a quarter mile. So it's very relaxed. It's much more about being here than it is about getting somewhere else, getting there.
It's more about being fully at point A than getting to point B. But there have actually been some studies as to the benefits, health benefits of forest bathing.
Yes.
And we're talking about actual scientific results that suggest that your immune system is bolstered just by being out here bathing in the woods.
Yes. There are many researchers all around the world now who are picking this up and doing a lot of studies that are now exploring new domains of the benefits. But in the early research, some of the things that were established is that our immune functioning would improve largely as a result of resetting our nervous systems, getting away from the stressors that kind of unbalance our nervous systems, coming out here into this very natural, relaxed area where our bodies know what to do here, just how to heal themselves. And so there's quite a big literature now on the benefits, and some of the things that are happening now that in the research that I like seeing are studies with specific groups. So for example, one of the guides that we trained recently is a teacher at Harvard Medical School. she's been taking physicians in training out on forest bathing, and they report this really helps us with the stress of this educational
And
regimen that we're in.
the forest doesn't charge you a copay.
Well, it doesn't. Not yeah, and I like when I go forest bathing, I like spending time with trees, and I'll talk to trees and listen to them. And you know what about trees? They're not judgmental. They're not making a diagnosis. They're not billing by the hour, and they're about the best listeners around that I know.
You've suggested that this is not meditating. You don't go into the woods and tell yourself, you gotta get Zen right now. You gotta meditate, you gotta clear your mind of thoughts. It's not that.
Meditation happens naturally. When we try to make it happen, often we create barriers to its natural appearance. So what I do when I guide is I don't suggest to people that we're going to meditate or be mindful, because trying to make that happen can get in the way. But watch, it's going to happen naturally. You're going to, without needing to name it or think about it, you will naturally come into a state of increased calm, increased focus, less of the monkey mind activity in the brain. Like most guides I know, when we guide an experience like this, we feel a lot of benefit from it ourselves. And I notice, for me, I feel more relaxed and a greater sense of joy than I did at the beginning, and also happy to meet new friends, Teresa and Ian, who joined us for the walk, and then this team of people from the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy who work here at our Prescott office. So I just feel gratitude for all.
And thank you. Thank you from the Northern Arizona Daily Mix for letting us crash your forest bath. Up next, Brad learns how to make a classic Manhattan cocktail. So keep it here on the Northern Arizona Daily Mix. The following portion of the Northern Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Bucky's Casino.
I'll tell you, looking for a place to enjoy a meal and a drink while having some fun playing games? Well, Bucky's Casino is the place to go because they have the great room and they have how many different bars, Grant?
We've got 3.
Oh, that's awesome. And what I love is that this dish right here is one of the signature dishes on the menu, which is?
It's the beef short rib with polenta. Absolutely one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh.
I eat that almost every night.
I love it. And you got to have a signature drink to go with that, don't you?
Yes, we do, yeah. So today we're gonna make a Manhattan. It's a classic cocktail. It's gonna pair really well with that sauce and especially with that little sweet from the vermouth. So it's gonna be really good.
All right, let's go ahead and
Awesome.
give it a try.
So first thing first, we need to chill our glass.
Okay, very
So we got
important.
our cocktail glass here. We're gonna put a little ice.
Okay.
I just have still water today. Normally it's sparkling. Those
Okay.
bubbles help chill it down. So
Oh, I didn't know
just gonna
that.
pour a little bit in there, and then while we're making that drink, it's gonna go ahead and chill. So we'll set that
Okay.
off to the side for now.
Okay, now here comes the important part.
Here's the important part.
All right.
So, liquor. Always start with your cheapest liquors first.
Oh, wow.
Just in case you mess up and you need to throw it out. You're
Okay.
not wasting a whole bunch of whiskey. So we're gonna go with bitters first.
All right.
Bitters is gonna be a very, very strong, just a flavor additive.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 2 dashes of that.
That's it.
That's it.
So that should be careful.
1, 2.
That's all.
Literally all you need.
Okay, wow, that's easy.
All right, so we put that to the side.
Okay.
Next up, we have our sweet red vermouth.
Okay.
It's gonna be 1 ounce of that. So
There
I
you
got my
go.
jigger here. I'm just gonna pour it in.
Pour into the jigger.
That's right. And straight
Like
in
that.
there.
All right.
Just like that. And last but not least, we have our whiskey. Normally it's a rye. I like mine with bourbons because it gets a little sweeter.
Okay.
So we're gonna do 2 ounces of that.
There you go. Now, once if it was a long day at work.
If it's a long day at work, maybe we can do 4. So the easy way to remember this recipe is 2-1-2. So 2 ounces of the whiskey, 2 dashes of the bitters, 1 of the vermouth. 212 is the area code of Manhattan.
Wow, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
that's
that.
the easy way to remember it.
Is that why it's called a Manhattan?
It's actually called the Manhattan because it was invented in the Manhattan Club in around 1870s by Winston Churchill's mom.
Oh.
Had it made for a party. So yeah.
Moms.
That's
love
right.
'em. All right, this is the other important part. And now it's to chill the cocktail, right?
Lots of ice. So we don't shake this one because there's no fruit juice in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my bar spoon.
Oh, I didn't know that. When you have fruit juices, when you want to shake.
Yeah, if there's protein, like an egg white, sometimes they do egg whites in cocktails or fruit juice. That's when you shake.
Okay.
Otherwise, with liquor, you just stir it because you don't want to dilute it, you know?
Right, of course.
You don't want to water down that goodness. So we're gonna keep stirring this for a while just to get it nice and chilly. And when you make this, you want to have a lot of ice.
Yeah.
A lot of ice.
So there we go, and that's going to pair perfect with these and the different drinks. And as you mentioned, you have 3 different bars around there, which is awesome. And every one of the bars can make this cocktail.
Everyone in the bars can make this.
So there you go. What's another favorite one you have there?
One of my personal favorites is a Negroni.
Ooh.
It's a little stronger, kind of on the same classic cocktail. That's got it's an Italian drink. It's got Campari, gin, and also this red sweet vermouth. So that's another great one that would go well with this as well.
There you go. Okay. Now.
Awesome. So we're ready to get this in the glass. So
Okay.
I'm going to take this and I'm going to dump this out here.
All right.
So that's nice and chilled. We're going to take our Hawthorne strainer. Put it in.
So this is a drink that you don't want to have ice in.
No, you don't want any ice because
Okay.
then you're just paying for water.
There you go.
So I'm going to strain it on out here.
Look at that. Did you go to school for that? That was like a nice little.
Spent a lot of time in bars. So we're gonna take a little maraschino cherry here with my bar spoon. I'm just gonna drop it right down in the bottom there. And there we go.
There we go.
Manhattan. Serve with a
Manhattan.
smile.
I like it. Served at 3 different bars. Also, you can enjoy it at the Grey Room with one of these amazing dishes they have on the menu.
That's
but
right.
Cinco de Mayo's coming up.
That's
and I
right.
know you guys got margaritas being served,
That's
right?
right. We're doing margarita flights on Cinco de Mayo. So up in the Grey Room and in the upper bars, we're gonna have the margarita flight. It's gonna be a mango tahini margarita. We're gonna have a watermelon margarita, and then we're gonna have a tamarind margarita. So that's gonna be great. We're gonna do a straight flight of that. Also there, it's gonna pair with our tacos that we're having that day. So we're gonna have a green chili pork, we're gonna have a chicken, and then we're gonna have a carne asada taco up there as well.
Oh my gosh, gotta
be
love
great.
that.
That's
And
right.
don't forget, you can head down to the Yavapai Casino's Cantina and enjoy some great dishes and drinks for Cinco de Mayo also. If you want more information, look there on the screen on how you can get a hold of Buc-ee's. Also, you can head over to cw7az.com.
The preceding portion of the Northern Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Buc-ee's Casino. You're looking at the San Francisco Peaks out in Flagstaff, which you can actually see on a clear day from right here on the shores of Watson Lake in Prescott, Arizona. There is so much to do. The outdoors are beautiful this time of year. Here are a few ideas.
Get Connected in Prescott is brought to you by Sparklight, a stronger connection.
Looking for a way to watch the most exciting 2 minutes in sports? The Fain Family Foundation is hosting a Kentucky Derby watch party. That's today from 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Prescott Valley Town Center Turf Park. Bring your own lawn chair to catch all the action. Are you ready for a howling good time? Evening with the Wolves takes place tonight at Heritage Zoological Sanctuary from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The private after-hours event features treats for the animals and a light dinner for guests. The Kentucky Derby isn't the only exciting race this weekend. The Sun Up Rotary Rubber Duck Derby takes place tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Watson Lake Park. And there's still time to adopt a duck to benefit several community charities. For more events happening up in Prescott, head to aztv.com/Prescott. Get Connected in Prescott is brought to you by Sparklight, the local internet provider serving Prescott and select areas of northern Arizona. It is not every day that I am in the presence of royalty. I must curtsy now, as I do when I'm around a queen, Miss Maricopa County 2024. She's so gorgeous, so talented, and does so much service here in the community, including right here in this very dance studio. That's part of your mission, right?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Every single Miss America title holder gets a service initiative, and so it's something that we are very passionate about. And mine is the arts in action. Applying remarkable talents to succeed is my community service initiative, and it just works to instill arts in our schools and communities. And I was blessed to be able to open up my very own dance studio 8 years ago at the ripe age of 19 years old.
Wow.
And that is how I continue to instill arts in my
Listen up,
community.
teenagers. okay? You should feel very bad about yourself. Because she was just a teenager opening up this great studio. And I know that dance has meant a lot to you. As part of competing, you tap dance, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I am a tap dancer. Fun fact, actually did not like tap when I first started because I think it had a lot to do with the mistakes, hearing them out loud. Being a 4-year-old tap dancer, you start to get frustrated when you are the one that is offbeat. But I actually, through opening up my own dance studio that is all inclusive, I was able to connect with a 4-year-old as well, who was hard of hearing. And she would connect with me through tap dance by feeling the beats in my feet as well as feeling the beats in the song. And so that's where my love of tap grew a few years ago when I opened up the studio. And so that's why I tap dance now.
That's such a great story. Okay, well, I want to take a look at something. Now, you've got a dance team here, and these girls, I've met them.
Yes.
They're incredible dancers. They taught me a little bit of a TikTok dance, which we're going to show you in a minute. And I'm not, no guarantees. It might be very novice. You know, everybody has to start somewhere. But I know that you have all kinds of dancers here. I mean, the girls on your team are obviously incredible dancers, but you teach all levels, all abilities.
Yes, so it doesn't matter your economic status. I was on scholarship in dance. I come from a single parent household, and that was something that really inspired me to be able to have a scholarship program here for our students, because that should not hold you back from self-expressing. And so I'm so beyond proud of all of our dancers here at Lessons by Lexi, and boys dance too. So we actually have 2 boys on our company team right now too.
I'm so excited to dance right now with these incredible, does your dance team have a name?
They are the Lessons by Lexi Dance Studio Lions.
That's right, and we're about to hear them roar. Okay, but don't look at me. I'm gonna try to blend in. Are you girls ready? They taught me a little bit of something earlier, and I've already forgotten all of it, and I'm gonna try to just blend. But she's a queen, and they're royally gorgeous, so here we go. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna, oh man. All right, you guys, you know what you're doing, right? Because I'm gonna be watching you. I'm gonna be watching you and Lexi. All right, who's gonna count us in? I'll count us in. Yay, okay, thank you. 5, 6, 7.
I found joy, yeah, she opened up my eyes. And gave me wings and halo rings and taught me how to fly. I feel like a million lights. I found joy in my life. And got me like, yeah.
Oh my God, we did it! Thank you so much. I win. Lessons by Lexi, everybody, girls. Will you bow with me? Yes.
Pressure pushed me to the edge, she worked me to.
That's our show. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm your host, Teresa Strasser. See you next week.